Hi guys, today I have for you Cobra Bastion -1 for a 550 plus EK solo. And let me tell you, this place is amazing for experience, but it's so hard. It's really hard, but I will talk more about that in a moment. So let's take a look at the results first. So I have a couple of screenshots here from a couple of my results. You can see raw experience about 6.5 and 6.4 million. This is with 2 damage praise active on a Cobra Scout and a Cobra Assassin. So obviously that increases the experience a little bit. However, I would say that a combat prey on Cobra Assassin is pretty much compulsory here. So if you don't have a damage prey or defense prey on Cobra Assassin, this place is just going to be too hard. But nevertheless, I think the raw experience here is probably somewhere between 6 to 6.6 million, which translates to about 9 to 10 million per hour on 150%. I would say the place tops out at about maybe 7 million raw. I think the respawn would not be able to upkeep any more than about 7 million raw. So, like a level 1000 who, can hunt here comfortably will probably get about 7 million raw, which is about 10.5 on 150. But for a more reasonable, 600-ish EK, you can probably expect somewhere around 6kk raw, maybe a little bit more if you're pushing it with praise and charms. So, oh yeah, and the loot you can expect here is probably somewhere around 500 to 700k profit an hour, as you can also see in my screenshot. Now, difficulty, I believe this is the first 10 out of 10 difficulty that I'm given to any spawn. And let me tell you, this is, as far as I can remember, the hardest spot I have ever tried and hunted and made work. This may be because I'm just under-leveled for this spot and I shouldn't be going here at level 550, but it was really hard to manage my health and mana pool at the same time here. So, unless you're, a really good experienced player, you probably don't want to be going here at 550. You probably want to wait until at least level 600, maybe even higher. So bear that in mind, this place is hard. With regards to Bestiary, you're looking at about 9 hours for Assassin, 20 hours for Scouts, and 15 hours for Viziers. However, I highly recommend having Assassins and Viziers unlocked before you come here. You really need that dodge on Viziers, and you really need some offensive charm on Assassins. You can get away without having the charm on Assassin, but I really recommend having that Vizier. So go to Gaffia Wall or something and unlock your Vizier first. Otherwise, you're going to be struggling. Moving on. Like I mentioned earlier, I recommend at least a level 550. I strongly recommend using a two-handed best in slot soul weapon. You really need a lot of damage here to kill the monsters before they kill you. So I definitely don't recommend doing something like a one-handed weapon with Lion Shield, because yes, it gives you more defense, but the missing damage is crucial. You really need the 3 imbue slots to help manage your health and mana, and you really need that extra DPS from the two-handed soul weapon, because otherwise you just will take too long killing the monsters. They will kill you before you kill them. So I really, really recommend that weapon. You will need a flask of Cobra poison for every 30-minute that you're planning to hunt here, and you will need to go to floor +2 to apply it. Unless somebody else is hunting the Cobra Bastion, level 0 upwards, in which case you can just enjoy the hunt and not have to worry about it. This place can definitely be effectively hunted by EKs. I don't think any other vocation can hunt here solo. I think duos and full team hunts maybe can make it work, but I think respawn would be pretty low, so I don't know that it's that feasible. I'm sure someone can make it work, but it's probably not going to be that great. With regards to imbuements and praise, all standard imbuements plus an earth defense imbue, again, also basically a must. Definitely get that extra 15% earth protection on your armor. I also pretty much guarantee you will need a combat prey on the Cobra Assassin, defense or damage. Funnily enough, I felt like the damage prey was more effective with reducing the damage than the defense prey, because you were just killing the Cobra Assassin so much quicker. You were mitigating a lot of the damage that it would have otherwise dealt if they lived longer. So ideal prey, in my opinion, is the damage prey on Cobra Assassin, and that should be enough. In addition, if you can roll a defense spray on Vizier, that would also be very helpful. Maybe at least the first time you come here, just to get used to the spawn. If you look at the damage breakdown, definitely you will need a lot of physical protection, but then also earth and death protection. And if you look at damage sources, this is really interesting because there is about 3 times as many assassins as viziers at this respawn, but viziers deal like 66% of the overall damage of the assassins. If you do the maths, this means that an average vizier does about twice as much damage as an average assassin. So this just illustrates how strong these guys are, so be careful. And with regards to some other items that you might want to consider, this spot you might consider the Jill necklace. They're quite expensive, I guess, and you will go through a lot of them if you hunt here, but they are very good as well. Obviously, they give you a lot of physical and earth protection, which is perfect for this spot. Moving on. With regards to supplies, I use about 2.2k strong manas per hour and about 750 supremes per hour. Those of you who watch a lot of my videos will see that this is a lot. I normally try to use less than 100 supremes on any given spot. Here I was using as many as 750 per hour. Like I mentioned, 10 out of 10 difficulty. Be careful. Bring your supply of supreme health potions. With regards to charms, I recommend dodge on viziers, low blow on assassins, and whatever is, else on scouts. I think they're pretty much 100% for almost everything, for like death. So you can definitely use like curse and flame and zap and probably wound, but I don't remember if they're 100% physical, so do double check that one. With regards to wheel, I recommend Exile Mass cooldown reduction. You'll basically be full boxing most times, and you definitely do need Gift of Life. So if you go in an Exile Mass, you will have Gift of Life anyway, but you really want that Gift of Life for the tricky moments here. This place is tough. And the character you'll see in the video, I think, is a level 558 EK, not 556, with 128 axe skill with loyalty, and I have damage prey on assassin and scout, and I believe I have dodge on viziers, and I believe I have parry on assassins, actually. That's not the ideal charm, but I think that's what I have in the video. And just before we take a look at the route, quick shout out to my YouTube members. Thank you very much, guys, for all your support. That's Jedor, Kruczy, Pashigu, Paput, Laskis, Javi, and Defect Musgu. I appreciate you guys so much. And now let's take a look at the route. So, as you know, this is the entrance to -1. We don't actually kill too much stuff here normally, so you can, when you enter, you can just kill this stuff if you like. But your first proper regular pull will be right here. So this is pull number 1. You will then go to the left, and right here is probably the most confusing part of the route, because you kind of have a few monsters here, but you can't really make a proper pull. So you're basically attacking monsters as you're going south, and then once you get to this spot, you'll normally kill like 2 or 3 of them while you're attacking as you're pulling, and you can either just finish the box here and maybe pull some monsters from the bottom, or you can continue going to this room and just do your big pull here. So you'll either do this pull here, or you will do this one here. Every lap it will differ a little bit based on how many monsters come from south, how many monsters come from north, and how quickly you kill them. So this is a bit of a variable pull that will change every single lap. Anyway, after you're done with this section, you will go south, east, south, and west, and you will do your pull here. Obviously, goes without saying, as you go in between pulls, you have to be attacking all of the cobras and pulling them from, little corners and stuff, so to make sure that they're following you. But basically, by the time you get to a pull, at least 3 or 4 cobras should be about on half health. Otherwise, they might just kill you. After you finish this pull, you go to the west and south and then east, and then you will do a pull here. For this pull, it's super important that you look exactly the SQM at which I stand, because that exact SQM allows monsters to come and surround you from all sides, come from the east, come from the west. It just works out nicely with the walls and the gaps in the walls for monsters to come to you. So make sure to do that one. That's a pretty tough pull, by the way. This one might just be the most difficult one, so be careful here because a lot of monsters will come. And after you do this pull, you're sort of looping back north and to the east, and then you will do a pull somewhere around here. You can kind of do it a little bit higher if you like, if you want to be a little bit safer. And after you do this pull, you will go here. At this point, you will kind of just, loop slightly to the east to pull out the monsters from this room. And then you will go back east, and you will back west, sorry, and a little bit north, and you will actually just do a pull around here in this room. Should be mostly assassins in this pull. And once you're done with this, you kind of restart and you just go north, and again you kind of do a little dip into the corridor, a little dip out, and go back here to restart your pull, and that's it. And then you just continue doing this loop. So basically you sort of skip this northern section. You're not going to be doing much killing right here. You only sort of enter through there. And that's it. As you can see, this is only actually 6 pulls in the whole lap, so not that many, but it gives you great experience. You know, those monsters give so much experience, but they are very, very difficult. So yeah, that's what I have for you today, guys. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you do give it a try. But for the 10th time, this place is really hard, okay? Be careful, take it easy. At least for the first time when you go there, if you're around level 600, make sure to get them praise applied just to at least get used to the respawn. Otherwise, you really run the risk of dying. So, okay, that's what I have for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. It helps the channel a lot. And thanks for all your support, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.